Hi dear students. Today's our topic is nucleophilic substitution reaction. So many of you must aware about that the chemistry in organic chemistry, the nucleophilic substitution reaction is a class of reaction in which an electron-rich species and electron-rich species refer as a nucleophile, right? Which selectively bonds or attacks the positively charged species that is electrophile. Okay, so this may be electron deficient species. So uh, so here it is, you can see this particular species acts as a nucleophile because it is electron rich and it will attack a reaction center and this leaving group will be departed. You can see this is the new bond formation. A new bond is formed. So that new bond is between the carbon of alkyl group and the attacking species that is nucleophile, and here it is the leaving group is along with the lone pair of electrons, right? So this reaction is the most general form of reaction given for the substitution, right? You can see that this is a kind of substitution reaction. The electron pair from nucleophile attacks the substrate, right, forming a new bond. Here it is. While the leaving group departs with the pair of electron, the product formed in this reaction is this one. This is the our product, right? So the nucleophilic substitution reaction are common in organic chemistry and they can be broadly organized as taking place at the saturated aliphatic carbon or at an aromatic or other unsaturated center. Okay, so before proceeding that, we are going to understand a concept of nucleophilicity. So to whom we can call it as a nucleophilicity. So the nucleophilicity is nothing but it is a measure of how fast a Lewis base, or we can call it as a nucleophile, displaces a leaving group from a substrate. So this is the definition of nucleophilicity. Nucleophilicity means it is a measure of how fast a Lewis base or nucleophile. Lewis base is also called as nucleophile that displaces a leaving group from a substrate. Now let us understand. Suppose this is an substrate, right? This is our substrate, and we are going to consider the leaving group that is nucleophile 1, and here it is nucleophile 2, right? So the both the nucleophile is going to be attacked on this group same way. This is path A and this is path B. We can call it as for the sake of convenience. So out of these two nucleophile, the nucleophile which reacts fastly or which displaces this particular leaving group very fast, that can act as a that the nucleosity of the nucleophile is very high. So in this we are good if we are going to consider that is nucleophile 1 will higher nucleosity than nucleophile 2. It means it reacts faster, it reacts slower. So the nucleosity is basically the speed of nucleophile, how it is going to be attack on that particular reaction center to displaces the leaving group. Okay, so the leaving group can be displaces, okay, depending upon the nucleosity of this one. So now there are different types of nucleophiles, right? So let us understand the class reactivity class of nucleophile. Second one is nucleophile, and the third one is reactivity of nucleophile. Now let us understand different types of example. Okay, this this okay. Now let us consider first example. Very good nucleophile. There are some nucleophiles which are very good. So which are this? This is iodine minus, this is SS minus, this is RS minus. Okay, and their reactivity is more than 10 raised to 5. So look at the figure. This is 10 raised to 5, 10 raised to 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this is 5. So 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, right? So 1 lakh times faster than the regular nucleophiles. So the good nucleophiles. So the good nucleophiles are classified bromide ion, hydroxide ion, then this alkoxide ion, the cyanide ion, and this azide ion also. Their reactivity is almost equal to 10 to 4 times. So there are some nucleophiles which have fair nucleophilicity. So they have fair nucleophilicity, and the examples are ammonia, chloride ion, fluoride ion. Okay, so carboxylate ion also, and their reactivity is almost 10 to 3 times. So some nucleophiles are weak nucleophiles, right? And these are nothing but the neutral molecule. Almost most of the time they are neutral molecules. This is water molecule, alcohol, like that. And very weak nucleophiles are this is carboxylic acid. So the reactivity is 10 to minus 2 times. So they react very slowly if you consider them as a nucleophile. Okay. So now this is related with the nucleophilicity. So nucleophilicity means how that particular nucleophile, how fast that nucleophile displaces a living group from the substrate. Okay. Now let us consider, as you know that we already considered the SN1 and SN2 reaction, right? So let us revise that one. SN1 reaction. In SN1 reaction, there are this type of substrate is there. A tertiary alkyl halide is there, right? This should be Br and there should be OH minus. Okay. So it gives a product. This is CS3, CS3. This is OH. This should be CS3 plus OH. This is CS3. This is CS3, and this should be CS. So it gives a racemic mixture, right? It gives a racemic mixture depending upon the chirality of molecule. Okay. So in this case, there are two steps. The first one is a formation of carbocation. Formation of carbocation is there, and the second step involves attack of nucleophile. Attack of nucleophile. So these are the important steps involved in the SN1 reaction. When in case of SN2 reaction, it is a concerted process. Okay, it is a concerted process, and it gives, this is the byproduct. Okay, we have this. It is a single step reaction. Single step reaction. Concerted process. Concerted process means the bond making and bond breaking takes place simultaneously. So these things we already discussed in the earlier lecture. Now today we are going to consider the most important topic, that is stereochemistry of substitution reaction. So the first today's topic is stereochemistry of SN1 reaction. Okay, stereochemistry of SN1 reaction. So for that we are going to consider a chiral molecule. Here it is, we are going to consider this one. This is C6H5 H13, sorry, it is H13, and this one is CH3. This is X, that is our link. This should be X. and here it is. We are going to consider this is away from the observer. Okay. One more thing is this is C30. So when we are going to consider the stereochemistry of reaction, we should consider chiral substrate for the reaction, right? So here it is, we are going to consider the stereochemistry of SN1 reaction. And now the ionization of optically pure, because SN1 reaction involves the ionization because there is a formation of carbocation. So the ionization of optically pure alkyl halide, this is a alkyl halide, leads to the planar achiral symmetrical carbocation with an empty p orbital perpendicular to the plane. So here it is, you can consider. So this leaving group departs with the pair of electron in case of SN1 reaction, and it forms a carbocation like that. So 6 is 30. Okay, so this is a carbocation which is planar. So now in the next step, the addition of nucleophile. So suppose this is our nucleophile hydroxide ion. So the addition of nucleophile from both sides takes place due to the planar nature. Okay, right? The addition of nucleophile takes place both sides as the carbocation is planar. So the resulting in a racemic nature, which results in the racemic nature, because this is a chiral carbon. This is chiral carbon. The attack, if the nucleophile attack either this side, so there are two sides, either top side, either bottom side, or the front side, or either back side. So the nucleophile can have possibility to attack this, and due to this, there is a racemization of mixture. So it means equal amount of R and S products are formed. Okay. So now let us see here. If you consider this is the first path, this A path, and this is B path. If the nucleophile attack from this side, that means the back side of that leaving group. Okay. So what is the product of this reaction? Well, here it is. We are going to consider this is HO. See, yes, it is C6H30. Here it is hydrogen is there, and here it is CS is there. This is from by A path. Okay, this is A path, and the B path is here. Here it is. This should be H here. C6H30. This is CS3, and this one is OH. Okay, this is OH. So now here it is, you can see that this is your X group, right? Okay, this is your X group which is on the right hand side. Okay, you can see that this is on the right hand side, but according to the A path, when we are going to attack the nucleophile from A side, then this particular incoming group is on the opposite side of the leaving group, right? So it means inversion of configuration is there. Inversion of configuration is there. But in the second case, it is exactly as the same side. Okay, you can see this X, that leaving group is on the right hand side, and similarly in this case that OH group incoming nucleophile is on the same side. So it means retention of configuration is there. Okay, but actually in practice, depending on the nature of substrate, solvent and living group, there may be a prepared site for its attack by nucleophile in which the product will contain unequal amount of the two enantiomer, yielding probably optically active product. Here it is, you can see, as we consider that this nucleophile has a equal possibility to attack either this side or either this side. Okay, due to this, there is a equal probability to form these two isomers, right? But depending upon the solvent, whatever the solvent we are going to use, nature of substrate, there is a chance to form an unequal amount of this enantiomers. Here it is, we can consider this is a 50%, or then this should be a 50% according to our assumptions. But as the structure changes, as the structure changes, this substrate or the solvent changes, this proportion may vary. Okay, but there is a racemization. Racemization means the equimolar mixture of two isomers. Here it is, you can say that this one is, this isomer having 50% and this isomer is having 50%. That means both having equimolar. So that's why they are known as the racemization, racemic mixture. Okay, now it is believed that the carbocation and leaving group exists for a while in initiate ion pair. So here it is, the our carbocation is this one we are going to consider. So C6H5 is there, C is there, then here it is, C group is there, and this one is there. So here it is, this is our carbocation, and the second group is that our nucleophile. So now for a condition, if you consider these two charge species are exist as a initiate ion pair, and the attack of nucleophile during this time takes place only on the backside of carbocation. If these are exist for a while time, then the attack of nucleophile is always takes place on the backside only, but not on the front side. So due to this, if this pair exists for a while time, then the product of this reaction is always attack of nucleophile takes place on the backside, and the product is always like that. C6H5, H30, and H, this is CS3, H30. Okay, but the front side attack is prohibited. Okay, this ion diffuses apart a solvent intentionally and become a free ions. Now attack of nucleophile on pre-symmetrical carbocation occurs from back side or from the front side when the equal probability. So as I said, suppose this is our alkyl halide. Okay, this is our alkyl halide, and if this alkyl halide exists in initiate ion pair, like X minus I. So this is initiate ion pair. Then solvent plays a very important role in this. So this solvent separated the ions. Solvent separated the ion pair, and due to this it creates a carbocation, right? And this carbocations, this is a pre-carbocation, pre-ion. Okay, this is pre-ion, which has equal probability to form, different products with nucleophile. Okay, so as because it is a free ion, no? So the nucleophile can attack either both sides, either front side or back side, due to this, because it is a free ion. So if the carbocation, if the carbocation is less stable, so whatever the carbocation formed in the above reaction, suppose this R plus is a carbocation. Now here it is, we are going to consider that is the less stable. First case, it is a less stable. So then it is attacked by nucleophile, right? If the carbocation is less stable, that means suppose this is reaction, na? This is alkyl group and this is leaving group. If R plus is less stable, whatever the carbocation form this reaction is less stable, then in that case the nucleophile attack first before departing the leaving group. So before departing the leaving group. Okay. See the what is the scene here? In this case, if the R group is less stable, it means the nucleophile attack before leaving group departs or separate from the substrate. So it give rise to inversion. You can see here. So what results in the, so this attack is basically takes place from the back side and the leaving group departs from the front side. So it means it is inversion of configuration. So here it is, you can write down nucleophile. Sorry, nucleophile is there and this R group is there plus leaving group. So here it is, inversion of configuration is there. When the inversion takes place in a molecule while understanding the SN1 stereochemistry, in that case the R group, R plus group, that means carbocation is less stable. So this R plus is less stable, then the nucleophile attacks from the backside, leaving group departs after that, and there is inversion of takes place. Thus in this case the reaction proceed with racemization plus some net inversion. Okay, some net inversion, for example. So in this process there is inversion plus some net sorry, here it is, racemization is there plus some net inversion is there. Okay, so now let us understand by example. So when 3 chloro 3 chloro 3,7 dimethyl octane is is hydrolyzed in presence of acetone, now look at what is happening here. So let us consider this R group is there, CH3 is there, then here it is C2H5 is there, another group is there, and the Cl. You can see this whole molecule is optically active because there are four groups are different, right? So this is hydrolysis takes place in presence of acetone, as we said. Now the products are CH3, this is OH, this is C2H5 plus this is OH, C CH3. Now here it is, this is R and this is C2H5. Okay. Now if you look at the geometry of this group, if you look at the geometry of these groups, the chlorine and the hydroxyl. Both are on the same side, right? Same side. So retention is there. Retention is there. And if you look at the geometry of this one, this group, both are on the opposite side, right? Opposite side. That means inversion is there. Okay, this inversion is there. Now the percentage, if we look at this one, percentage, if we look at this product forms 39.5%. Okay, and this product forms 60%, 6.5%. So now here it is, when this chloro 3-chloro 3,7 dimethyl octane is hydrolyzed in presence of acetone. Now there is a 21% excess of product is going to be formed. See the difference. How that 20%? If you minus 60.5 minus 39.5, then equal to is 21 point, so almost 21%. Okay, so this product forms excess. Racemization is there, right? Among this 65.5%, the 39%, 39.5% of this product is going to be racemized along with this, but the remaining 21% product is going to be formed in excess amount. So this is because of inversion. It means the carbocation form is less stable. As is, you can see here, the carbocation, whatever the carbocation form in this reaction, that is less stable carbocation. Now let us see the structure of carbocation. So here it is, the carbocation will be like that. You can consider this is R and this is UR C2H5. So this is a carbocation which is less stable. As you can see, these are the alkyl group, this is alkyl group, this is alkyl group. So that carbocation is less stabilized because these are the weak electron donors. So this is a weak, sorry, less stable carbocation. And due to this percentage is going to be increases as we earlier discussed. Now let us see. If second case we are going to consider. If second case. If R plus, that means carbocation. That means carbocation is stable. Is stable carbocation. So let us understand what is happening. If the carbocation is stable, if the carbocation is stable, then the attack of nucleophile during ion pair stage, the observed product becomes completely racemized. Completely racemized. For example, now let us understand the example. CH3. This is CH3. See, this should be pH, and this 1-chloro 1-phenyl. We are going to consider the example of 1-chloro 1-phenyl. Here it is. H is there. Here it is. Chlorine is there. Okay. So this is the example of 1-chloro 1-phenyl ethane. Okay, now this particular product is going to be hydrolyzed in presence of water. So H2O is there. Now the products are, you can see the products are, so CH3 is here, C is there, pH is also there, this is H is there, this is OH is there, plus second product is CCS3, PH is there, that is phenyl group is there. This is OH, and this one is H group. So you can see here, this is Cl group and this is OH group. Both are on the same side, therefore retention is there. And this one in the opposite side, so inversion is there. Okay. So in both the cases, whether the carbocation is less stable or more stable, in both the cases there is retention partial and there is partial inversion. But in this case, this product forms 50%, this forms 50%. That means complete racemization is there. This is complete racemization. Why? Because because CS3 is here, and then sorry, this hydrogen is there, this CS3 is there, and this pH is there. So you can see this side positive charge. This carbocation, as you can see, this carbocation is well stable carbocation because of it is a phenyl ring. Okay, I'm going to write it. Here it is, the phenyl ring is there. So that carbocation is stabilized by the phenyl rings. Stabilization is there. So that's why this is the most stable carbocation. Most stable carbocation. And due to this, the nucleophile has possibility to attack from both sides. From both sides. And due to this, there is a formation of two products and which shows racemization.